It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and welcome to Health Tips. Well, you know, I have so enjoyed coming to you on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock, and you know, we'd like you to bring a friend some nights, you know, just to come over and sit and watch the show with you. And we'd also like to invite you to send in your recipes. If you have a healthy recipe that you want us to try, we might just ask you to come and demonstrate for us how you do it. Of course, when you send in a recipe, we're going to make the recipe and you know, see how we like it. And then if we like it, we're going to possibly ask you to come on the show and do it for us. And so we'd love to have you do that. How about if you just send that in to us? You can send it in to the address on the screen there, and I'm sure we'll get it. Okay? Also, if you'd like us to come and speak to your group, your church, your organization, just let us know. You can drop a line to that same address, and we'll be happy to come to your group and talk about a health topic. We always have a topic ready that we can talk about, but if you have something special that you'd like us to speak about, then we'd like to address that with you. Okay? And we look forward to future shows. We're a work in progress. There's some other ideas we're exploring right now, and so we're excited about that. So what are we going to do tonight? Well, I hope that you tried the shrimp dish that we did the other night, and then we did the rice and broccoli. And if you remember, we soaked the broccoli in lemon water. I think we used some rice vinegar. That was the first thing, put rice vinegar in it. And then I think we had a little spritz of lemon, and then we sauteed it. It was delicious. And the thing that was so good about it is that it was seasoned through and through. If you remember ordering broccoli, I know I ordered some at a famous, a pretty well-known chain, and the broccoli definitely tasted like they had done something different to it other than just steam it and add a little salt and pepper. Whatever they steamed it in, it was flavored, or it did something to the broccoli that it felt like, you know, it was seasoned all the way through, and I could just, it was delicious. Okay, so that might be a way to get your kids to eat broccoli. And you know, broccoli is very healthy. It is one of the cruciferous vegetables, meaning that this is one of those, it belongs to the group, I think, of cabbage and that. But these vegetables have cancer-fighting properties. So you want to have your kids liking that. Now, tonight, though, we're going to do another superfood. I call it a superfood, and we've done kale before. You've seen us do kale chips, and they're delicious, too, you know. So you might want to tune into one of the shows. I don't know which one it is now, but we did a show with kale chips, and on the website, there are a lot of shows on there. Some are past, of course, they're past shows, and the kale chips was quite some time ago. I don't know that we'll do that again, but we might. Kale is a superfood, lots of nutrients in it, very good for you, a cancer fighter, help keep you young. So we're going to use kale, and we're going to saute it, and we're going to use some very basic and simple ingredients. And I'm all for basic and simple. You know, right now, we are, all of us, trying to economize with our money, you know, trying to make things go as far as they will with the cost of everything. So I like to use recipes where you don't have to go out and buy a lot of exotic stuff that you're not going to use anymore, except for one recipe. But we're just going to use things like, we're going to use some salt, we're going to use some olive oil, which is pretty much a staple in my kitchen. We're going to do some balsamic vinegar. Now, you know, I found out that you can get balsamic vinegar. Some of it is very expensive, and some of it isn't. The usual everyday stuff is not all that expensive, but you can actually get, I mean, it comes in different grades. But balsamic vinegar, pepper, and this is not the ground kind. This is just regular pepper. If you have the kind you can grind, I like that better. And then minced garlic. You know how I love garlic. Now, I know a lot of you have a thing about garlic, the breath and all that, but just brush your teeth and gargle. You know, Listerine gets most anything. So you'll be fine. And you'll be healthy. Because garlic, let me tell you, is good for your digestive system. When I saute garlic, onions, let's see, garlic, onions, and what else is it that I put in there? Peppers, green peppers. When I put that together and maybe add it to whatever I cook, I can tell a difference in my digestive system. For one thing, it seems to jumpstart it, you know. So if you're having trouble moving your bowels and all that kind of stuff, along with whatever else you put in there, if you saute some of that and add it to it, it's helpful. All right, so here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is going to put some olive oil in the pan, okay? Now, I tend to use my old cooking appliances, cooking pans, you know, and I'll just wear them out. So, you know, I do need to get some new cooking stuff. I know I do, and I will. I've been using this pan forever, and now it's all marked up in the center because I've, you know, stirred and stirred in there. So this was one of those non-stick green pans. And let me tell you, I have enjoyed using that. I'm not an advertiser for them, but this pan works, I tell you. So I'm gonna let the olive oil get nice and warm. I like for it to get a little bit of a sizzle to it if water hits it, okay? So we're gonna put that in. Now make sure you have your cans. I'm gonna get those out so that when we have a lull, we can do what I love to do. You know what that is. So we're gonna let this get nice and hot, okay? Now I have here some fresh kale, okay? It's cut into relatively small pieces. So now you know that a fairly good size amount of raw kale withers to almost nothing in the pan, right? So that may look like a lot of kale, but when we get done, it won't really be all that much. So this pan is getting pretty nice and warm. I've had it so long now it's kind of warped. So we're going to put our kale in it. And it does well when you can kind of hear the kale sizzle a little bit when you put it in there. Okay, so I've got it in here and I'm just going to saute it some here. You do have to put a pinch of salt. I say a pinch. And let me just do a pinch. Get my hands nice and dry. I know you can't see that, but that's okay. So I'm putting this on here to get a pinch of salt. Just a nice little pinch, okay? All right, so I put a little pinch of salt there. And you kind of have to put that in something as green and chlorophyll filled as kale. Otherwise you get a bitter taste, and you don't want that. Now what else do I do? And you gotta watch it because you don't want to burn your kale. Sometimes I'll take it off the stove if I have, you know, these electric stoves. I like gas better, but I have an electric stove, so I have to work with it. And then I'm gonna put some garlic. See how much garlic I'm putting there? Shaking some garlic in it, and I'm letting it sizzle some more. Okay. Now you watch that for a minute for me. I'm going to get my cranberries. Where are they? Okay. Now comes the balsamic vinegar. I'm just pouring some balsamic vinegar in here. Not too much. Okay, to my liking. And you know, I can measure that out perhaps in the future and tell you exactly how much I put in there, because I know you want to know. But you know, that was probably what, about a half a teaspoon, something like that. And just let that saute some more. Okay. Now I'm going to modify that recipe because I got it offline, but I'm going to put some cranberries in here. And these can be old cranberries. Cranberries last a while, okay? Now I've tried this different ways. This is one time I don't put lemon juice in it. I tried it with the lemon juice, and if you're gonna use balsamic vinegar, it actually tastes better if you don't put lemon juice in it this time. Now if you're not gonna use balsamic vinegar, you can put some lemon juice on it and it tastes pretty decent. Now I'm also now going to put a top on it. I'm just going to take that off the stove and let that steam just work it. Okay? And while that's doing that, we're going to exercise a little bit, okay? All righty, let's clean up a little. Okay. You know, I like to not be too messy when I'm trying to cook. Okay. So, you got your cans? 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3. Now remember that I said kale is very nutritious. It's one of the cruciferous vegetables. It's a cancer-fighting vegetable. And antioxidants, those kinds of things. So you want to have kale. Our next show, I'm going to show you how to make, have you ever gone to the grocery store and seen it's like green juice, but it tastes pretty good? And you look at it and you say, how could that be anything? It looks nasty. But it's green, but it tastes really good. I'm going to show you how to make that next time using kale. And so our ingredients are, and I want to tell you ahead of time so you can go ahead and get this. We're going to have kale, we're going to have strawberries, we're going to have a plant protein, we're going to have honey and water, honey that's dissolved in water, in warm water, so it'll be liquidy and not so thick as it usually would be. And I used almond milk and ice cubes, okay, with a spritz of lemon, that lemon juice. And we're going to put all that in the blender and let it blend, 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 and we're going to try it. And I think you're going to really love it. But I'm also going to use something else with it, and while that's doing that, let's see how it looks now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm going to let that continue to sit now. I covered it up. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit more now, taking the top off. I wanted you to just see it, but I want to steam it a little bit more still. So I'm going to turn this up enough to get it going again and get that steam going on it while I tell you a few more things about what we're going to do next time. Okay? All right, I hear it. So I'm going to set this off now and let that steam continue to work. And you know, I almost want to show it to you now, but that'll spoil it. I'm going to show you next time. But if you go to a health food store or something and you see plant protein, you can get that. I have found it to be really nice, and it's not grainy. I can put the almond milk in there and it all blends nicely. But I want you to try this because I had done my 3 miles. By the way, I'm trying to do 3 miles a day now. Won't you join me in that? Those of you who can do that, won't you join me? It doesn't take that long. 3 miles a day, and I come in, and optimally after I come in, I like to do a protein drink to kind of help give me some energy so I'm not so ready to just go lay down and go to sleep. Kind of boost you a bit. So I think you'll find that very helpful. But I did that, and it kind of fills you, gives you a little full feeling as well. But I do the protein shake after I do my 3-mile walk, and I have found that to be very beneficial. Another thing I'm trying to do is drink more water. I go to work and I get so busy that I don't stop and drink water. So the key to that now that I'm doing is I take something with me. This is what I'm going to do. I haven't done this yet. But starting Monday, I'm going to be taking a container with water, about as much water as I want to consume by the end of the day. And then I will know then that I've been hydrated, okay? Because a lot of us walk around dehydrated. Mondays are busy days for me. I'm scoping all day and then I'm making rounds, and I have to remind myself to stop and drink water. So this will kind of help me do that, and I think that might be helpful for you. Why don't we both do that starting Monday? Let's see how it works for us, okay? And I can report back to you next week, tell you how that all went and how did I do with my walking and all that kind of stuff, okay? And those of you who want to sneak in some more exercise time, go to Walmart or somewhere and get your pedometer, put it on your hip, and it'll tell you how many steps you took. And you're going to want to take so many, at least maybe 10,000 or so steps a day. And then you might want to do more when you're trying to lose weight. This way you can kind of keep up with it. So that's another suggestion for those of you trying to get rid of some pounds. All right, so let's lift some cans and then we're going to try our special treat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5. Let's do 20, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, come on, 19, one more, and 20. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, let's do 20 of these, 4, 5. Now I know a lot of you are watching, but how many of you are lifting cans with me? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, come on, 14, get off the couch, 15, 16, 17, 18, come on, 2 more, 19, and 20, 2, 3, 4. Now you're gonna feel that, I feel that in my arms, I do indeed. Let's see how much time we have left, because time goes by so fast, I have to try and keep up with it. We got time to do some more exercise. That's good because I wanted to get some exercise in this week. I don't know how well you all are doing with keeping up with the exercise part. So I want to keep you busy. Let's do some side to sides. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5. See, this isn't that hard, 6, but it's just a kind of a stretch for you, okay? And 8, 9, and 10, let's do 20, 11, come on, do this for me, do this with me, 13, 14, 15, 16, come on, 4 more, 17, I'm not even going very far down, 18, 19, 1 more, and 20, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now for those of you who want to get 30 minutes in, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes at dinner, you've already done 30 minutes of exercise. Now that is probably as easy as it's going to get. Now, unless you break it down into 5-minute episodes, okay, then you've got to do more of those. But if you just do 10 minutes a time, it's only 3 times you got to do it, okay? Not even counting if you come home and do 10 minutes before you go to bed. Then you've actually done 40 minutes of exercise. So that's super good. Let's look at what we have now. All right, that's had time to kind of, oh, look at that. It's pretty even. And then we put it on our plate. Let's kind of like a salad, only it's a hot salad. Okay? It's practically a meal, really, because, you know, it tastes so good. What I like about this is that the cranberries add a sweetness to what could be a little bit bitterness in the kale. So I try to get a little bit of the cranberry. I'm going to taste some cranberry along with this kale. Let me see, can I get this in on the fork? Okay, now you'll be able to do it much easier. I'm just trying to demonstrate for the camera here. Okay, that's good. Really, it is. And now you can imagine having this on the side and, you know, a piece of meat perhaps right here. If you wanted to have your little meat right there and this. And I mean, I don't know, you might want to have mac and cheese or something like that, but in small portions, okay, if you're trying to watch your weight. But this is really good. Okay, let's try. You know what I think? I think you're gonna love this. I want to see you try it. And put enough cranberries in there, but you're gonna get some with each bite. Oh yeah, the cranberries top it off. And then if you want to, you could have this, and to really top it off, you could put some walnut bits on top of there. Some walnuts, that's some other antioxidants, some other, you know, good nutrients. Put some walnuts up there if you want to. And I don't know, maybe even some tomato bits if you like. If you were trying to make your salad, this would be nice. And then what you could also do, if you wanted to just make a meal out of this and you like salmon, you can saute your salmon. And I went to a restaurant, you know what they did? They put the salmon on top of the salad, the whole salmon whole salmon slab. After they sauteed it, they laid it on top of the salad. This was a cold salad. But you could put the salmon right on top of here, and that's a meal. That's a meal, ladies and gentlemen. And then to drink, as I said to you before, while you look at that, let me get your drink. All right. And as I've always said, treat yourself at home. You don't have to have a big family eating with you to treat yourself like you're worthy, okay? You get this, you sit down at the table and you enjoy your meal, even if you're all by yourself. It just feels good when you treat yourself well. Some of you treat yourself badly. You know, just because it's only you, you don't cook anything for yourself, you don't make your lunch, you just eat whatever they offer you at work. Sometimes it's not nutritious. Treat yourself well, you deserve it. Take time to make your lunch. I'm speaking from experience. I actually made my lunch last week, at least one day anyhow. Take time to make yourself a lunch. Get up in the morning and have breakfast, okay? Even if it's just a smoothie, even if it's what I just showed, what I'm going to show you how to make next week. I'm going to show you how to use kale, and if you don't get to do anything else, make this shake, and that is nutritious, and you'll feel good. Now, it may wear off fairly soon because you really haven't eaten anything, you drank something. But this is all nutritious stuff that you drank, and it's going to make you feel good and give you some energy, okay? So I want us to focus right now on being good to ourselves, because when we're good to ourselves and we get ourselves the best we can be, we can help somebody else. You know, we can be good to them, and they can see what God can do. So how you treat yourself is something that other people notice, really. And I'm speaking to myself too. So I'm talking to you, but I'm listening to myself, because we all, you know, shortchange ourselves sometime. You know, we don't take time to eat, we don't get our rest, we don't do things we tell other people to do. So I want to emphasize that right now, and I want us all together to make more of an effort to be good to ourselves. When we cook a meal, sit down and eat it and enjoy it. You know, maybe there's not anybody there. Those of you who are single like, you know, myself, you may be feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, there's nobody here to eat with me, da 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 da. But treat yourself well, because this is some solitary time that is good for you. It helps you get to know yourself better. And if you can take care of yourself well, guess what? You can take care of a spouse. You can help a spouse. That's my attitude now. All right? So remember what we did now. We sauteed some kale. And we used olive oil. We used minced garlic. And then we put some cranberries, dried cranberries in there, and balsamic vinegar. Okay? And a pinch of salt. And you could put some pepper in there if you like. I don't think we used the pepper, but you can certainly use pepper. And that is very, very tasty. All right, and that lends itself to nuts. It also lends itself to a nice sauteed piece of salmon or whatever meat that you eat, and you want to put it there as a sort of a salad dinner kind of thing, or a salad lunch kind of thing. So I think you're going to enjoy that. I certainly did. And then top it off with just plain water. Now you might want to put a lemon in your water. I like plain water personally, but a lot of people put lemon in it, makes it more interesting. Okay? And it hydrates you. I have had patients tell me, Dr. Jenkins, I don't even like water. I don't like the taste of it. Well, some waters do taste better than others. Whatever it takes for you to drink more water, let's try and do that, okay? I've really enjoyed having you tonight in my home. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. I have thoroughly enjoyed showing you a different salad. I want you to try it and let me know what you think. Tell me how you fixed it up, because you probably are going to tweak it for your taste. Thank you for watching. Good night.